Hi skincare lovers! Welcome back to my channel. It's Wendy. As I'm getting my skin prep and ready for long haul flights ahead, I realized there are a few mistakes that I used to make which making my skin worse by the time I landed. And honestly, most of them came from trying to do too much instead of me focusing on my skin needs and stability. That's why in today's video, I want to share them with you so you don't make the same mistake that I did. Number one, overloading hydration layers. I used to think that more hydration layers would equal better protection for my skin. But to me, I didn't realize that too many hydration layers can actually make my skin feel sticky and uncomfortable, and possibly sometimes make it feel itchy as well. All of these feelings would make me want to touch my face even more, that introduce more bacteria to the surface, resulting in more breakouts later on. As we all know, too much hydration on the skin can make sunscreen having a hard time to settle in, which leading to peelings. And when sunscreen peels, it would make your sun protection layer incomplete. And this is the most important thing you want to keep intact during the flight because you would be exposed to so much UV rays compared to the ground that you want your sun protection to stay on point. Lastly, too much hydration doesn't necessarily mean better if it wasn't locked in properly. The hydration and moisture from your skin can be pulled out by the dry air in the cabin, which make your skin feeling more dry and dehydrated during the flight. All of that will make your skin barrier very inflamed and angry at you. That all leading to, of course, more breakouts later on. That's why now I focus more on strategic hydration by using products that can provide me with deep, long-lasting moisture and hydration instead of focusing on maximum layers. 2. Using strong actives just in case. I used to try to use exfoliants or retinol and vitamin C before my flight. In my mind, I was thinking vitamin C is really good for antioxidant, so I would need as much of that as possible during my flight. Additionally, exfoliation will provide me with a healthier, glowier, and more youthful skin for after the flight. Retinoids will also help with skin turnover and help my skin stay clear for the entire flight. I was thinking that by using all of these strong actives, I would be preventing breakouts happening during mid-flight, but I forgot all of these are very strong and possibly irritating to my skin. And for someone with dry, acne-prone, and sensitive skin like me, these are just additional stressor that I would be putting on my skin. So instead of providing it with more benefits, it could possibly cause more inflammation for my skin before flights. And flights are already very stressful for both our skin and our body. So the more we can reduce the stress on the skin, the better our skin gonna feel afterward. That's why now I learned that the more gentle I am to my skin before flying, the better my skin gonna recover and bounce back afterward. 3. Using my daytime moisturizers for the flight. This one was actually the biggest mistake that I made because I feel like my daytime moisturizers are already usually mid-weight moisturizer, so it's not entirely very lightweight that can disappear very easily. However, the cabin air is very dry, so it will suck out all of the moisture from your skin, and the mid-weight moisturizer usually is not enough for me. During those times that I use my daytime moisturizer, within an hour of flying, I would already feel my skin dry, more oil was coming to the surface, and it was so tight and dehydrated to the point that it was feeling uncomfortable just about 2 to 3 hours in. All of the dryness and overproduced oil to make up for the moisture would cause congestion on my skin. I think that's why I was already feeling breakouts during the flight and having even more inflamed breakouts after I landed. So now that I learned my lesson, I always go for richer moisturizer, and in this case, that would be my Cicaplast Balm B5. This is the richest and most nourishing moisturizer that I usually use, and it have an intense recovery benefit. That's why I always trust this moisture with my skin now during every flight that I have. Regardless of how long or how short the flight is, I always feel like my skin stay comfortable and decently hydrated throughout the flight. So if you are using your moisturizer but you still feel dehydrated and dry about mid-flight, maybe changing up your moisturizer in this case to a richer one would be better for your skin. 4. Trying new products before travel. This is a mistake that I constantly made in the past, and I don't know why, but every time I was about to travel, I always tried to search for a new product. In my mind, my reason is maybe this new product would be more hydrating, more calming, and better for my skin. However, a product that is labeled gentle doesn't mean that it would not trigger any reaction on your skin. And having an irritation right before flights would be very detrimental to your skin. If something triggers irritation, then you're stuck dealing with that along with dehydration for the entire flight and possibly for a period after you landed. This is such a bad habit for me because now I know even for a gentle product, my skin still needs about a week or two to acclimate to that product. So forcing my skin to use a new product right before flying would cause more stress and irritation on my skin than I intended. That's why now I only use the product that I actually trust and safe for my skin. During this period, I even try to eliminate products with fragrances or essential oil during my routine because I want to make sure that I will eliminate almost all irritation to my skin so that my skin would be at the best possible condition for my flight. 5. Skipping the lip and eye areas. These are very small, but it can cause a lot of discomfort for you if you don't take care of them prior. For my eyes, I usually like to wear mid-weight eye cream just to avoid congestion for my eyes. But when you use a lighter layers on your eyes, it will get dried out a lot faster than the rest of your face. And it can cause tightness and uncomfortable feeling for you. There is a really quick and easy way to fix this. So basically, you just need to apply a somewhat thicker eye cream, possibly the eye cream that you use at nighttime. Regarding your lips, I used to not take care of my lips at all until when I get on the plane and midway through, my lips would start cracking. That is just very painful and also, again, very uncomfortable. And what do we do when our lips cracked? Of course, we would be licking it. It sounds gross, but I think that was our instinct, trying to make our lips more hydrated that way. But to be honest, that action will just spread more bacteria and irritation on your lips to the surrounding area. For your lips, you can use something like Vaseline or CeraVe ointment before getting on the plane and keep a lip balm with you. And if your lip balm has SPF, that is even better. Just try to remember applying your lip balm periodically whenever you eat or drink to make sure your lips always stay hydrated. As for me, I have discovered a secret weapon last year, which is the VT Stick Balm. This can function as a last layer for my skin, but it can also be used for my eyes and lips area. So it's a very versatile product that I can carry with me. But I still carry the lip balm with SPF because I also want to protect my lips during the flight. Just having a hydrated eye and lips area would honestly make a difference to your comfortable level on the plane. It just helps you relax and less stressed out about things happening on your face. 6 is rushing skincare before the flights. I have just done a video about prepping my skin before flights the night before, but also the morning after, or the routine that you do right before you get to the airport. In that video, I did take a lot of time to make sure my skincare is absorbed and set properly on my skin. The reason why I do that is I want to give the skincare enough time to actually settle in and lock in all of the moisture and hydration on my skin as best as it could so that I can prevent the water loss during the flight, but also it giving my sunscreen time to actually settle in before I rush out of the house. Because if your sunscreen doesn't settle in, it's gonna peel, it's gonna move around, and sometimes you would have an urge to touch your face as well. And touching our face is a big no-no. So that's why now I try to do my skincare about an hour before I leave the house so that it can have time to absorb and do its job. I know not everyone would have a lot of time to get ready for the airport, but just 15 minutes dedicated to your skincare for the airport would make a huge difference. I used to think that flights would damage my skin no matter what, But now that I realize there are things that I can do and do not do that can make a big difference to my skin condition during and after flights. The prepping skincare routine isn't about doing more, it's about keeping your skin calm, getting your skin barrier protected and stable, and also giving your skin the best chance to recover afterward because healthy and stable skin does travel a lot better. So let me know in the comment down below if you have made any of these mistakes or there are other mistakes that you have made that also destroy your skin during flights so that we can all learn from each other. And remember, take care of your skin, take care of yourself. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!